My background is working with children with educational problems or behavioural problems. Using a system where you assess a child, you look at their IQ, you look at whether they can spell properly, read properly, understand, communicate, all that sort of thing. And all that sort of thing is generally very carefully measured, which is what I've been taught to do. And often there is no expectation that it's actually going to get any better. So what people do is they put a label on you. They say you're dyslexic or dyspraxic or you have ADHD. Many, many labels. And that's 20 years ago how I used to work. It doesn't work very well. So I started looking for different ways of helping people, looking at what was causing the problems, and then looking for systems that worked well to get rid of the problems.
Jeg har blitt henvist til familieklinikk, for de tenker at det handler om at vi har samspillsproblemer i familien, at ikke vi kan snakke sammen. Det har vært vurdert om at han er psykisk utviklingshemmet, og ville ta tester for det.
If so, that means that this person is going to have difficulties for life. But what we have to do in the meantime is try to help.
Last summer I was in a big explosion and I was traumatized very much.
That was the Oslo?
Yeah,
bombing,
yeah, the bombing, yeah.
Were you actually, did you feel the blast yourself, or was it just that you saw people quite close who...
I actually was quite in the middle of it.
That normally, with most telephones, that will fit inside the battery compartment. It's small enough, and what you do is you just stick it on with the sticky tape here. If it doesn't fit inside the battery compartment, what you do is you stick it on top of the battery, on the phone, so it needs to be on top of the battery insofar as you can. But what you would need to do is to tape that over securely so it doesn't come off, obviously. Okay. Yep. That has a unique serial number. Every radio tag, radio frequency identity tag, has a unique serial number. So we need to record that, and that's like a telephone number. That allows us to locate you and your telephone. And there's a very expensive computer system, virus computer system, that's been set up that sends our formula to that mobile phone several times an hour. And every time it does so, it connects you to the program that is basically asking you a number of questions. It's asking you about stress, about toxicity, about whether you've got any problems with movement and motor control, and also about mobile phone radiation. Obviously, if you're going to put anything on a mobile phone and you've got a program like this, one of the things it's got to do is to do its best to protect you from mobile phone radiation.
Det vi først merket, tror jeg, når han startet på eduterapi, var at han plutselig våknet til liv på en måte. At han plutselig en dag vi skulle ut og sitte, han har ikke ville vært ute i sola for lange tider, så sier han at nei, han ville være med å sitte seg ute i sola. Og satte seg der og bare la hodet bakover, og at dette er livet. Og vi bare kjekket på hverandre og tenkte, hva er det som skjer? Det var bare en så fantastisk opplevelse, for vi har mast på han i flere år liksom, om å komme ut og sitte med oss ute i sola. Han ble mer åpen, mer delaktig i samtalene. Han snakket mer med oss, og ikke bare om det han var opptatt av. Han ble en mer levende gutt.
Når jeg byttet skole, alt går egentlig mye bedre. Jeg har fått meg et par nye venner, jeg klarer å fokusere mye mer i klassen, og jeg klarer faktisk ikke å være der. Jeg føler meg mye bedre med helsa. Før var jeg sånn, da ble jeg syk annenhver uke nesten. Hver andre uke, så Men nå har jeg ikke vært syk. Nå er det litt sånn vanlig. Nå er det dette inn i den vanlige rytmen igjen, som det var før ungdomsskolen. Hvor jeg bare ble syk når det var sykdom ute og gikk. Føler at det er mye lettere å konsentrere med leksearbeid og skolearbeid.
Jeg føler jo at det har blitt en mye mer ro i hele kroppen. Før var jeg veldig ukonsentrert og hadde mye flashback og sånne indre sprengninger da, fra etter eksplosjonen. Disse har jo blitt helt borte. Og jeg har mye lettere humør, mye bedre humør. Og jeg har, etter et par måneder så har jeg klart å være tilbake igjen i jobb. Så jeg jobbet 2 uker med et klippeprosjekt i Oslo, på et annet sted enn der jeg var, men det var jo likevel en stor utfordring å være tilbake i Oslo og gjøre det. Og det føltes veldig bra. Men jeg får fortsatt noen varseltanker når jeg skal inn til Oslo, hvor jeg tenker på hvor er jeg i forhold til hvor det smalt, og hvor er det trygt, og hvor er det sikkert, og at jeg går en sånn runde internt i hodet mitt da. Men etter de 2 ukene så har jeg hatt pause igjen. Men nå er jeg på utkikk etter jobb igjen, arbeidssøkende. For første gang på snart 1,5 år siden det skjedde. Siden har jeg reist med venninner eller alene både til Tyskland og Australia, Spania og Hellas. Men det var mye mindre skummelt å sette seg på flyet til Australia enn det var å sette seg på bussen inn til Oslo. Men nå er det ikke så skummelt å ta bussen inn til Oslo heller.
Well, for example, as I was saying, some of the things we look at are things which were really not working very well before at all. So in most cases, the children's balance and eye tracking and basic visual functioning was very poor, and they're all doing really well on that now. To take Andrea, for example, in terms of attainment tests, his IQ is now 8 standard points higher than it was in February. I'm sure it'll be even higher when he's been on the programme a bit longer. That's not that he's, 8 points. That's 8 standard points is a lot in terms of IQ. It's not a lot in terms of edutherapy because we expect an average of 15 points improvement in a year on non-verbal IQ. But that, of course, varies according to how much you've got to do and how far behind the child was to begin with. So in Andrea's case, 8 points is pretty good, but I expect him to improve further. What is dramatic with Andrea is that he did an English reading and spelling test for us in February, and he scored in the average range, which is quite amazing for a Norwegian boy. But we suggested he had another go today to see if he was even better, and he now scores in the top 1% of the English population for reading, in the 99th centile, which is quite extraordinary. He's actually gone up 53 centile points. And in spelling, English spelling, he's in the top 9% of the population, and he's had no tuition at all, which is quite extraordinary, just in a few months. Annette's doing very much better, as you can tell just by looking at her. Her visual functioning is very much better. She's now clearly left eye dominant in the distance, but she still doesn't have an eye dominance at near point, which is, I think, something which normally you would say was a problem, but for her it's part of her gifts because she has the amazing ability to look at 2 screens at the same time as a film editor. And having no eye dominance at near point is actually actively beneficial for her. So it's interesting that that has stayed, and I think it will stay because she needs it. But in all of the tests we've done, she's got better. She's not as stressed. She's performing much better. She's not put off by background noise now. Her speed of processing is better. Her balance is better. So basically, she's improved in all of the tests we've done. So have you been doing a lot of English in school?
Yeah, I have.
What sort of things have you been doing?
We have been doing, well, it's kind of difficult to say because it's been many things in school. It's kind of just floated on over each other when we had so much homework, that many tests, and it really just is like a big, just big pulp right now. It's one big mush.